Good evening, everybody. Welcome to day 9 of Salesforce Experience Cloud class. This is going to be our final week. At the end of the last class is going to be on Thursday, and then we're going to have the exam prep on Saturday and Sunday. But please, we're still going to confirm the time for the exam prep. So let's dive in. So today we're going to be planning and designing an Experience Cloud site. So this is the course outline for the week, and it's going to start with the planning and the designing of the site. And then we'll talk about exporting templates and importing templates, lightning bolt solutions, deployment methods, experience bundle, experience dashboards and insights, using reports and dashboards, and then Google Analytics. All right, so I'm starting with giving you the assignments for this week. So you can attempt 1 to 5. And then for the core developers, I would advise to do the lower 2 because they involve some kind of coding. And that brings me to the question. I don't think I ever asked if we have any developers here. Is anybody a developer here?
Hi, Yogina. Yes, I am.
Oh, hi, Swati. Okay,
Hello.
what kind of developer are you?
Oh, so I was learning Salesforce developer here in
Okay,
Blackstones, and before that, I think a few years back, I was working as a Python developer actually.
okay,
Yeah,
that's cool.
thank you.
Any other person? Okay, all right, let's continue then. So, before you build a website, it's very vital that you plan the development. You need to plan what you're going to do, what kind of organization you're building the site for. Establish the website's vision and purpose. Then identify who are the personas. So in this case, our site members or like personas, like we've seen in Salesforce, the external and internal users. Define the customer experience. So what kind of experience would you like your website visitors to have? What would you like them to see? What's the main goal of what goal do you want them to achieve by being on your site? Then what is the customer journey or the actions that they can perform on the site? So this is very similar to what our BAs would do when they write user stories. So user stories can be like actionable steps that a user can perform on the site. All right, so your feedback was well received. And today we're going to design a site that is about fitness and wellness. So I decided to make it a little bit different, but it does have the exact similarities that you would need for a student site. So I just want you to pick out what you need from what we're going to do and then make your site your own. All right, so The organization is a fitness and wellness company, and we're going to call it Gym Out. Then the website's vision and purpose. So what's the primary purpose of the website? Brand awareness, lead generation, and conversion. By lead generation, that would imply being able to attract a website visitor to perform an action on your site. And then conversion would eventually be when they sign up. What value is it going to add? What value is your website going to add to your visitors? So it would help promote healthy lifestyle methods and encourage fitness. So who are the site personas? External personas would be the prospective gym members and also the current gym members. Then the internal personas would be the gym instructors and then the admin staff at the gym. So let's define the customer experience. So we would want your website visitors to discover the various programs that the gym have that would aid in their lifestyle and fitness. We want to use big, bold pictures and statements that would draw them in and spur them to act and to enroll. We want the information that they're going to see on the site to be easily available, to be accessed with the minimal number of clicks, and the information has to be clear and easy to understand. So what actions are we looking at them performing on the site? We want them to navigate the website to learn about the company, their programs, and the contact information. We also want them to enroll or self-register on the site. We want them to be able to log in to check the status of their registration. We want them to be able to chat with the live agent. And I think that's the last one. Okay. Then we want them to submit questions through a form. So that would be like creating a case. So let's look at more questions. So what licenses would be required for the persona or personas that we've described? What features do you think the website will have? Can I get some contributions to the first one? So what license do you think would be required? I'm looking at the chart. Yes, it's going to be a customer license. Okay, so remember we have 3 licenses, right? That we're focusing on. So the licenses are customer community license, customer community plus license, and then the partner community. So which one of those? Okay, so it's going to be the customer community license. Yes. Okay, so what features, so based on All right, so what I have here is customer community license and then Salesforce standard license for the internal users. So what features do we want the site to have? So we want the site to have submit an inquiry or case. So that would be like a form that would generate a case in the org. And then another feature would be for those cases to be able to be viewed. And then we want the site to have knowledge articles or help articles. We also want the site to have a search feature where the members can search for the articles. Then, of course, we want a chat feature, and then we want the members to be able to view their account information and update it. Now, the next question is, what Experience Cloud framework and template will accomplish the goals and purpose of the site? We're going to be using the customer account portal. And then finally, what theme would aid in the design of the look and feel of the site? So for that one also, I chose Citizen. All right, let's move on. So to design the site, there's some considerations. So for the design, we need to map out what the website pages are going to be, and then what layout the pages are going to be. On the right side here, I have a list of pages that we can create. So the home page, Join Now page would be a page that would home the registration form. And then classes, membership, instructors, FAQs. So this is where the articles will be. And then a contact us page. Then in terms of branding, we need to choose what color scheme that we're going to use, and then a logo. So in terms of the color scheme, when I design sites for clients, I would start with asking them, okay, Fosa, is this what you need?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, so I'll start by asking them what colors, what are their brand colors? Some may have one or two. And what I do is I use this tool that is called color color palette. That's not it. Yeah, this one, Paletune. So what I do, so let's say they give us a color, let's say they give us a shade of blue. Let me use the shade of blue that we've been using, which is this one. So this is a shade of blue that we've been using on our site. That's the shade. So I pick this up and I put that in here, the base RBG. So it gives me a one-dimensional or like monochromatic color palette. So everything here, the four colors you're seeing are all similar with every other thing on the page. So this is like a darker hue, and then this shade, and then lighter, and then much more lighter. And that's for monochromatic. That's for when you want to use just one color. But then if you want to use 3 colors, I can use this. So here it's giving me 2 other shades of blue with this shade of green. And then it also has the different hues here as well. I can also use this one. So this is like contrasting colors. Yeah, but this looks calmer to look at to the eyes. So that's what I would normally do. I can pick out any of the hues here and use them on the site. So, but for our website today, because it's a gym website, I've noticed that they use a whole lot of black and white to design their sites. And then they could add like a shade of blue or green. So I want to use, let me show you the shade I want to use. Shade of green I want to use today. And that's this one. I guess it's a shade of turquoise or cyan, whatever. Okay, so this is a very neat tool that helps me to choose out the colors on the site. So we'll be focusing on this with black and white. All right, back to the slides. All right, then the next thing will be the logo. Okay, so I did some work there as well. I found some logos that we can use. So I have 2. This is the first one, and then this is the second one. So I used Canva to create this. And Canva has like a premium version, which allows you to have more unique designs. Then this version is what we're going to add to the site. Now, I wanted to show you how to make an image transparent. Maybe I can still show you that. How to make an image transparent. I don't know if you remember when we built our main site. Let me go there so I can show you.
Ogena?
Yes.
Good question. Can you share these images with us so that we can try to build the site side by side with you?
Oh, right now?
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
I
can add it to.
We can try later. Yeah.
I mean, I can drag it and drop it. I mean, it's
in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Thank you so much.
done. Okay, so I don't know if anybody noticed that I changed the logo here. The first logo I used was, oops, no, it should still be there.
It had a different color background. I mean, a little bit shade different. Yeah.
Yes, and it looked horrible. Okay, I think I'm adding it to the wrong place now. I do that through themes, images. Yeah, that's where it should be. Yeah, so it was terrible, right? So what I would usually do is to go to my paint.net. I'll open the file. Let me go there and then open that. So Paint and similar applications have like a wizard that would let you choose the inverse of the image there. So with that, with paint.net, I use a magic wand. which is what I just clicked, and I click in the image. So right now, it's selecting everything apart from the content of this image.
Is paint.net a web page? An online
No,
page?
no. You have to download it.
Okay.
It used to be free, but I don't think it's free anymore. And it's not that expensive either. All right. So now I don't know if you
What
can
you call it?
notice.
Can you type it? Sorry. I don't.
Okay, I'll type it. So if you notice, there's like white background still in here. Okay, what I'm trying to do is to make it transparent. I don't want any background on here. So that means all the holes or spaces in between the letters also have to be transparent. So I'm going to hold down my shift button and then select them. My control button, sorry, not shift, control button. Then I do control I. So that would choose the content of the image. And then control C to copy. And then I open a new page, a new image. I select, I'll use the arrow to select. So right now it's showing a white background. I don't want a white background either. I want it to be transparent. So now that I've selected it, I'll do delete. And then I'll do Control V to paste that. So right now, it doesn't have a background. So I can save. And then let's try to upload it now. So over here, upload image. Go back here. And what did we call it? BF logo. There you go. So okay, all right. So that's the way I would normally do that. Okay, I think someone posted something in the chat. Wilfred said, I've used this tool, a free site that removes background. Okay, that's cool. All right, I'm a bit skeptical about uploading my stuff to anybody's site. So, all right. Okay, so I've shown you that. Okay, so and like I said, I have the logos which I've shared with you in the chat. So which ones should we use? Should we use this one or this one? The first or the second?
The second is fine.
Okay. All right, and there is that's the tool, paint.net. That's it there. All right. So going back to the slide, what do we have next? All right, so the next thing would be to prepare your site content. So for the site content, we already mapped out the pages and we have an idea what we want on each page. Okay, so the home page, the way I designed the home page is I try to make it marketing focused. And by that, I mean, I put a little bit about everything that is contained on the website on the home page. And then, so for the classes, the website will contain the classes that the gym offers. Membership page would have membership information. Instructors will have the profile of an instructor. And then the FAQs would have questions that they may have. And then the contact us page will have their contact information. So I have a Word document here where I have prepared most of everything that we're going to use. So I'll be copying and pasting from here. Bear with me, I'm trying to resize my page. Okay. All right, so let's jump in to designing the sites. So we're going to begin with creating a new site in digital experiences. Then we'll install the theme and then we go. Okay, so new site. And we're going to choose customer account portal. Get started. So we call it gym out. Great.
Sorry, which one did you select?
Customer account portal. All right, so go in the builder. And then we'll choose our theme, which would be citizen. So we choose that, activate theme. And then we have our home page. So we have a home page, and then we have all our other pages here. So let's begin with customizing the header. Let's change the logo. We're changing that to this one. Okay, then we're going to change the image in the header. We don't want an image. We want a color, and we want it to be black. Okay, then the navigation menu, change alignment to left. There's supposed to be a search bar somewhere. I think the theme doesn't have a search bar here, but it's okay. I think we can add a search. All right, that doesn't achieve our goals. Oh, okay, there it is. I had to click the button for it to appear. Let me see how that plays out here. Okay. All right. So the next thing I want to do.
Sorry, okay, which button did you click for the search to come out?
This one. Can you see it?
Yes, you just clicked on that place and okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the next thing I want to do is to increase the size of the font of this, because it's always tiny and small, not as bold as every other font size on the page. So to do that, would have to use CSS. That's the styling cascade styling sheet. And the quickest way to do it is to go to your browser settings and go to your developer tools. Then here, you click on this button up here. So what this button would do is that it's going to help you select an element on the page. So if I click on that, and then I hover over my navigation menu and click on it. Over here in styles, it brings out all the CSS that applies to what I clicked on. So I'm going to click on it again. So for this, I'm trying to find, okay, not that one. If you notice when I hover over, it sort of it creates like a hue over it. So whatever is covered is selected. So it helps me to narrow down to what I'm looking for. All right, this is it, but that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, you know what? Let me check. Let me just confirm that I can't do this another way. Let me go back to my theme and fonts. Okay, general. Yeah, right. I can't do it from there. Okay, so let's go back. I'm using my keyboard shortcut to open my developer tools now. So I want to select, there you go. So it selected the item for me and not the whole bar. And that would display a different thing for me. So, yep. That's the one, I think. Let's see. So what I want to do is to do font size. And I'm going to use 1.2 RAM. Did you notice the difference?
Sorry, could you show how you got there again? So you, how did you get it to just select the individual?
How you came to this point?
How I came here. Okay, let me refresh the page. Okay, so I opened my developer tools. So I'm using Google Chrome. So I open my developer tools here, which I can also use my keyboard shortcuts, which is Control-Shift-I. Then I click on this arrow button and then hover over my menu. Now I want it to select just one menu item, not the whole bar. Yeah, it seems to be selecting the whole thing all the time, but yeah. No, that's wrong as well. I'm just trying to resize the page because it's not like, it's selecting the whole menu, which is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to select just one item, one menu item. Because if it selects the whole menu, then it doesn't give me the option I need to resize it. Hold on, let me check that one. Okay. All right, so let me just go over that again, yeah? So open my developer tools, click on that, hover over and click on that. Then for this element that says size site force theme layout data. So the font size is there, so that's what I will adjust. So usually font sizes will come in px, that's pixels, but then there's also rem. And rem is a little bit more efficient because it changes according to the size of the screen. Unlike pixels, pixels will remain the exact same size. So it's usually better to use rem. So if I add a 1, so right now it's 0.8125. So if I add a 1 in front of it, then it makes my text bigger. I can choose to make it 1.2. And I think that's a good size. So it doesn't end here. What I did is just to find the rule where I can apply this to. Now that I've found it and I've applied it and it works, I can now copy this and paste it in the site so that it's effective. Because anything I do on the web browser, it doesn't save on the site. I have to put it into the sites, into this CSS styling sheets and save it for it to be take effect. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it. Let me open a new note. I'll paste it here. So I'll remove every other thing that we don't need. So this is what we need, and that's what we implemented. So I'll copy that. Then we go back to theme. Let me increase this again. So we go back to theme and then use this drop down, edit CSS. This is just a warning to make sure that you know what you're doing. So use overrides, and then I paste that there. And then I click on save. And then I can publish my changes. Okay, so if we do a preview, you'll see that it looks much better than it was before. It's bolder and more visible. Okay. All right, so for the header, I would like to remove this button, this notifications button. And to do that, I click on the header and then there's an option here to remove that. Yeah, right here. Show notifications. I'll check that. I'll remove the check mark on there. Okay, then. So what we have is the login profile button and then the search button. Let me see if I can expand this search button. Let me see if there's an option for that. Oh, there you go. So it's collapsed. So it says show search style is collapsed. So let's expand it because I want it to be visible. Yes. Okay, right. So publish. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is to change our hero banner. That's this flowery image. So to do that, we go to background, click on clear to remove the image, and then upload our own image. So I have this one to replace it with. Yeah, and then we can change the text as well. So we say content. So over here in content is where you can change the text. So the one at the top is the caption text. The next one is the title text. So let's start with the title text. Let's say, welcome to Gym. Oops, what happened? Okay. Welcome to Gym Out. And then we can say, dedicated to affordable health and wellness. Okay, there's one more thing I want to do. So,
sorry, is there a way we can make the background a bit fainter?
Exactly, that's what I was going to. The text isn't like really
yes,
readable.
it's not pronounced. Yeah.
So if we do background and we come to image overlay color, so this would put like a hue on the image, and right now it's like gray. So how you know is like this has some sort of transparency level to it. And how you know is these block signs. So remember when we removed the background, I think I've closed that. Let me do that again. So when we removed the background, you remember these blocks. So whenever you see these blocks, it means that there's some sort of transparency going on there. And that's what you're seeing in here. So, and you adjust the transparency using this bar right here. So let's make it darker. Does it look better?
Better, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so onto the buttons. We have the option of adding 2 buttons. So there's a primary button and then a secondary button. So let's show the secondary button and see what that would look like. Join now.
I know now.
So that's what it will look like. Are you talking to me, Ifusa? Hello?
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted.
Okay. Okay, I didn't hear anything. I wanted to be sure I was still on. All right, so let's change this color, the color of the button, the background color of the button to our color, which is this one. So if you look here, you see button background color, and then you see button background hover color. This is a color, and then this is the hover color. So what is hover color? When you hover over, you see it sort of darkens. So that's where you set that. For us, I like to use this website right here. That is Color Hex, to choose the darker shade. So it's an amazing site. So it gives you like the different shades. So this like goes lighter all the way to white, and then this goes darker all the way to black. So let's do that. So let's change this first. All right, it's asking me to use the theme color. I can use a custom color. So the theme color, you'd have to adjust from the themes, but No, let's do it from here. So what I do, I paste, and then that gives me my color. I can come here and choose a darker shade. So let's say this one. Hold on, I need to write that down. So the darker shade is 0F4049. Okay. Copy. And then again, use custom color. So it's working. So when I hover over, it darkens.
Sorry, when you copy that color code, when you pasted it, how come it transforms? Is there somewhere you pasted before or you changed it?
No, it changed automatically.
Okay, that's fine.
This experience cloud, yeah, we'll change it to the RGB version for you. I think you can also see the RGB version somewhere here. So for this one, you can see the RGB shade here. So the colors can use the hex code or RGB. All right, so this is looking good. It's looking good. By the time we create other pages, then we can link these buttons to open the page where we want it to. So we're going to add the URL in here, and same thing applies to the second one. We'll paste the URL in here. Right, so let's move on. I'm going to delete everything that is not relevant to us right now. I think I want to leave this. I want to leave the style menu. Then open cases, delete that, and delete that. Okay, so we have our header. So about our footer, I have seen during our cohort, the footer was a challenge for every one of us. And most of the groups went ahead to use LWR because the LWR would give you, would provide a theme of the Black Force website for you. And when it provides a theme, so it will come with the footer automatically. So, but I also want you to understand that the footer is the same throughout the site. So the header, which is the one on top, and then the footer, the one below, remains the same throughout all the pages of the website that you visit. So they all remain the same. Like I'm in the Teams page and it's the same. You can see the header and the footer, contact, header, footer, the same thing. In an attempt to do that, or for us to be able to do that, we at least need columns because these items are placed here in columns. But unfortunately, we don't have the ability to do that using the components that we have here already. Now, I haven't explored if there's a chance to get something like that from the App Exchange, but I found a way around it. So, and what I'll do is to go to, okay, I think the first thing I want to do is to go to settings. I'll go to developer. And then I want to make a copy of this page. And it's the home page I want to make a copy of. So home. and export. So what this does is that it saves it for me so that if I want to create a new page, and I do standard page, I can see my home page here. All right. So the next thing I want to do now is to create a new page. And I'm going to call it, okay, sorry, I'm going to choose this. And then I'm going to call it the gym out homepage.
So where did you click to create a new page?
I go here, go to new page, and then standard page. And then the page I saved will be there. Do you want me to do it again?
Okay, now why are we creating two home pages?
You see why?
Okay.
Okay, so with this, I don't know if you noticed. Hello?
Sorry, one last question, please. What's the difference between the home page and the object page?
Okay, so the object page would add the details of an object from the Salesforce org for you to the page. Yeah.
Thank you.
What did you call the new page?
The gym out homepage.
So based on standard procedure, do people really use that object page? Is it something that is used?
We have used it. We've used it when we're doing the demos. When we're doing the demos on object access. Yeah. All right, so I'll go to the page properties and I'll choose override. I'll choose this option on the layout that says override. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring in my home page here. And I don't want to edit the current home page. That's what I'm trying to do. So that's why I made a copy. Right? So I made a copy. So practically what I did by exporting it is making a copy. So because these buttons here don't have like a duplicate feature where you can duplicate a page that you have already. So the way to make a copy of a page is to save it. So like where I went was here, developer, and then export page. So I wanted to make the copy, I have to bring it back by creating another page. So, and even when I brought it back, it didn't have all the features I wanted until I go here to the page properties and then scroll down to the layout, check this override button off, and then I choose the home layout. And that's because I had saved it. So now that I've saved it, you can see that it populated the page with exactly the way our home page was. So that's what I did. So now I can add what I want to add here. So the second reason why I did this is because I would like to expand the layout of this page. So if you can see the dotted lines, you can see that they stop here from here to here, and there's white space on the left and white space on the right. So for me to be able to create my footer, I want to expand the whole page. So to do that, I go to settings again, theme, configure, and then I choose home. I choose the properties, edit properties. Then I remove the check mark on this. So you can see that the dotted lines are now at the end. So that has expanded it for me. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do.
Sorry to interrupt. You removed check mark where? I didn't catch that.
If we keep doing this, we're not going to finish this class today. So it's this from here, theme,
Thank you.
configure, and then here. So you open home, edit properties, and then here. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So now I can add sections. Hold on. Okay, so my intention after doing all that was to choose this layout. It's called the flexible layout. It's called the flexible layout. And okay, let's try another method. Let's try another method. Let me create a new page. I'm going to create a new page, standard page, and I'm going to call it let me call it website pages. A new blank page. So when you create a new page, then the flexible layout becomes available. But if you're using the pages that come with the template, then this is not available. So let's just go ahead. You see where I'm going to with this. Website pages. Let's create that. All right, so and then I will okay, I'll go back to page properties, override. Home. No. Okay. No, I won't do that. Sorry. Let's go back to default pages. Let's leave it at that. Then I'll go back here, configure, and then I'll change the default and remove that. So that would expand my page for me. Okay. So this will allow me to add my sections the way I want them. So the whole thing is just for me to be able to use this feature, which is only available when a new page is created. So now that I have that, I can create a section for my footer. So let's say we want 3 columns in the footer. So for 3 columns is this. So the full width of a web page is divided into 12. 12 blocks or 12 tiny blocks. So with this feature, you can choose that you want everything to be in one block, which is like one column. You can choose, okay, you want your content to be in 2 different columns or 3 columns. So, and so forth. So this divides it into 4 for you. And if you can see under the column distribution, it says 3, 3, 3, 3, which amounts to 12. If I use this option, it does 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, which is 12 again. And if I use this, it's 2 all across. Now I can move these to adjust the size as I want. So it gives a whole lot of flexibility, So we want 3 columns for the footer. And that's what I have here. And then you can add more. You can add another one. So you can do another 3. Okay. Then for this footer, I want the background to be black. So I'm going to change the background to black. So when you change the background, it changes it across all the columns. It doesn't like select which column it wants to shade. Same thing if you add an image, the image is spaced across. So the next thing now is to add contents to the footer, which I can do using the rich content editor. Okay, so with this, I can add our logo to the first one. So you can add an image using this button. Let's see if we can find our logo here. Yes. So we add our logo. We can center it. That's interesting. How is doing that? I'm using my back button. Okay, well.
I will just click center. Yeah.
I did. I did. Okay, well, it's centered. Then if I want more space, like it's not centered like at the top. So if I want more space, I can do that. So what I did, let me just repeat what I did. So what I did, I clicked on the image, then I used my left arrow button. So when I use my left arrow button, sorry, I selected the image the way it's selected right now, and then I use my left arrow button. So the whole idea is to move the cursor before the image, and then I use enter to move it down. I hope it's clear. So it looks centered. Then the next thing to do also will be to add the rich content editor. And then here, we can have some text. So we can have, I'm going to change that color to white so you can see it. Okay. We can have why is it not clicking? All right, and increase that. too big. And center that. Then we can now add our links here. So home, classes, membership. Instructors, FAQ. Contact us. Okay, I'm going to increase the size to 18. All right. Then on this side, we can have we also use rich content editor. We can have maybe social media icons. Let's see, I did not prepare for that, but let's see what we can grab from here. So I'm opening, sorry, moving too fast. I'm opening a website here. It's called Flat Icon. And then it already has social media in the search for me. So I can choose this Facebook. Let me open another window, X and Instagram. Let's use those three. So let's choose 64 and download. again. And then Instagram. Okay. So for these, I want to try and open with I'll open with my paint.net. I'll open all of them. Oh, it's too tiny. Let me see. So what I want to try to do is to copy, go back to the site. No. And then, oh, okay, it's a good size. All right, then copy X. Okay, a whole lot of text I need to remove from there. Oh, I think that's what was happening with this one. It has some text somewhere. Oops. So paste that and then copy Instagram and paste that as well. So I can use my space button to move them. They're actually a little bit big. Okay, then we can add text. We can say social, change that color. It's very tricky to like select this stuff. Sometimes it's just not responsive. That's why you're seeing me do it like more than once. Let me publish and refresh the page. Okay, we're going back to website pages.
So Ogena, we are setting this page as the footer, right?
We're setting this as a footer, yes.
Okay, but we do have a template footer if below this.
Yes, but I can't create these columns in there. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. We cannot customize that.
No.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, let's try that again. Change to white. Okay. Join us on social. And font size. Load. Okay, so let's preview. And that's what it should look like. All right. The next thing, so this is a tricky one. So the next thing would be to add links to these. And I didn't want to create all these pages until I have this footer. So I think we'll just have to add them as we create the pages. So that we'll just keep it simple. All right, so I have to go back to the header and do the same thing that we did. So remove the image and then the color will take over. And then the color is lighter than what we have. So let's move that down. There you go. Yeah. Then go to the navigational menu, align to left, and then remove the notification. Remove the notification. Layout. Okay. So I think we have to do the same thing because the text here is tiny. So we have to do the same thing we did for the home page. Go in here. So it's making my life easy now. Okay, so for the font size. Okay, let's do that. Font size 1.2 rem. Yep. So let's copy that. And paste it here. Remove the other ones. Copy. And then add to our CSS. Save. And publish. Okay, so preview.
Okay, there was something we did to the search bar in the last one.
Oh, yes, that's true. Yeah, we expanded it. Thank you. So no layout. Okay, yeah, expanded. Okay, Publish again. Right, so there we have our header and our footer. So we're going to save this page, and then we're going to create all our other web pages from this page. So let's go to settings, developer, export a page. And remember, like I said, it's just because we don't have like a clone or duplicate button. That's why we're going this way. So export this. To export this, first resolve the following issues. This first community, this component has an invalid field, invalid component, text inline. Input exceeded 10,000 characters. Let me refresh the page, see if that will help. That's interesting. Let's try it again. All right. Let's see if we can get some answers for that. Okay, so increase 4,000 character limit for component attributes in Lightning. Let's see. I think it's complaining about the probably the image. Probably the image because that's the only thing really that we added onto this page. Let me see if there's a way around that. Okay, this is true for standard and custom components. As you must manually recreate the page in the second org, it's possible to export any valid pages. To copy a page even within the same community, you can only do so using the export function. This is exactly what we're trying to do, using the export function to copy a page. The fact you can't export a perfectly working page is ridiculous. Okay, all right. So it's looking like my workaround. It's a good workaround, but yeah. Does anyone have like any clues to to this? Just I'm just throwing the question out there.
I think it's something you have to research on, because for this last comment here, it shows that this might seem impossible. Maybe there's a way around it.
Okay. Swati, do you have any ideas by any chance?
No, sorry, I'm also a newbie here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, well, I guess we'll just have to do it the hard way. We'll have to create a footer each time. Because since we can't export the page, so. All right. So that means we have to rename this page to what we actually want it to be.
Can we try removing this social media icon and do it and try and export it? Let's see if it will go.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. We should probably complain about this one also. That did it. Also,
yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Well, it's not supposed to be heavy though. It's only. Oh, hold on. Let me just check. Look at that. 1 KB, 5 KB, 3 KB. Okay. All right. I can close these now. So let me preview again. Okay, so that means we just have to manually add the pictures back and then add links to these, to all the pages. Okay, so let us dive into creating the classes. Okay, so create a new page, standard page, website pages. Next. So I have 3 classes and they are Power Ride, Kettlebell, and Yoga Flow. So let's do Power Ride first.
Sorry, I think I missed that classes. I don't know what do you mean by classes, please. Sorry.
So classes that the gym offer. I'm trying to create a page for each class that the gym offers. To make it easier, let me do this. Let me edit the navigation bar. Remove these two. Then add classes and label. So we're going to add Power Ride as a site page called Power Ride. Under classes. Do you get it now? Okay. Okay, so I want to add a column that would have an image. And the image I want to use is Power Ride. Okay, then let's create oops. Let's create a hue, a darker hue. And then we can add text to it. Mm. Changing my mind about this. I want to move this over here. Hold on. I want to move this so I can have this here. Okay, so that's what I want it to look like. And then on the page, we can have more content. We can, so because we expanded the width, I would like to have a bit of white space on both sides. So to do that, I would choose this one and then give it one on each side. And then I will add my rich text again. And this time, I'm adding a video. So I'll delete all this. Use this button here at the end. And then it asks me to input the URL from either YouTube or Vimeo. And I have that from YouTube, and then say okay. Then I want to add some text here. And edit that. So let's add the text I have. And then more text. So I'm going to drag another one there. I'm going to have two. Let's increase this as well. Let's preview. Okay, I think we need some space at the top and at the bottom. So usually there's like, you can add like spaces to the top or to the bottom. Sometimes, I mean, if you have to do it by code, then you have to use the margin. Other times, like the other page builders I've used would have a component for adding space, but Experience Cloud doesn't have that. So you will improvise as usual. I think I will just use the same one I am on. How will that work? That will not work. Okay. I'm going to add some space here. And another one here. So I'm just improvising, like, yeah. I don't need one for that. And just do this. And then for this, I'll remove all the text and have that. Okay, so let's preview. Looks a little bit better.
Yeah, it's fine. Can you also justify the text?
This one. I think it's okay the way it is though. Okay. All right, so that's one page for classes. So in the same way, we can also export this page so that we can use it to recreate the other two that we have. It sort of make things a little bit faster for us. So yeah, let's do that. So let me go back here. And then we're exporting power, right? Okay. So let's create a new page, a new standard page using the PowerRide template. And we're going to call that kettlebell meaning. Right, so all we need to do is change this. We'll change the background as well. We'll change that. Use this. It's a little bit too dark. Let me lighten it up because the picture is already like dark. Okay. Then we change this. Let's add another video, a different video. I'll delete that one. And some text. What bring mat towel water. Publish. Preview. I'd have liked a little bit more space between these two actually. Can we do that? Can we do that? If I use this and do this and this, I want the one in the middle to be 1 and make this wider. Okay, then I move this over here and move this under it. Preview. Think it looks better. Okay. Audrey. Okay, yes, so let's just do it all at once, but let's create all of them and then add them all together instead of doing it one by one. All right, so go back, publish. All right, so again, create a new page. And use this, call this yoga flow. Oops. Great. All right, so change the image to this one. Then yoga flow. Add a video. And some text. What to bring. Mat and towel. And water. All right, I can do the same thing I did for the other one here. Use this. Make this wider. And then move it. Okay, publish. And preview. Okay. Yep. So let's add the pages to the navigation menu. So we have PowerAd already. Now we need to add kettlebell. Sites page, kettlebell. Save. Oops. One more. Yoga flow. And save. All right, so when we preview, and we use this, we can navigate to the different pages. Okay. All right, so that's for the classes. So the next one would be membership. I need to see if we can finish that in 15 minutes. All right, so we go to new page and we use the website pages. And we're going to call it membership. Create. We add a column for the header and image. Membership. I can use this one. So the interesting thing is with the image overlay color, it doesn't always have to be black. It can be another color. It can be reddish. It can be, so if I move this down, you're going to see different shades that you can make it. And then you can even make it the darker shade of that color if you want to. So then you can also make it light by moving this bar and then moving this over to, as if you're choosing the white color almost. You can make that very light. So it really depends on the effect that you're trying to create and on the theme of the whole site. Let's just use something that is close to the color we chose and make it dark. Making it dark so we can choose a white text over it. Oh yeah, so we have to do this one and then that's okay. Then we add the rich text for the title. Membership. Color white. Size. Can't remember what I used in the other one. I want to check. I need to check what size of font I used for the title. So let's choose that one. That's a thing. Okay, it's 48. Okay. Okay, membership. We move it down to the middle. Preview. Looks good. So now we're going to be adventurous. So let's choose a 4 columns layout. Give one here and one here. I can make it 2. And then I want the same thing. 2 here and 2 here. So I want to add an image. I'll use rich content editor again. One image. Use this button. Upload the image. Oh yes, silver membership. Right, and then some text. Copy. Increase that. Too big. 24. And then I want to add a button that says get started. And change the color to blue. And I want it underlined. Yep. So I'm going to add a link, a URL. I'm going to add a URL to that later. All right. Same thing again, rich content editor. This time I want to add an image to this side. And I'm adding the gold membership. Some text. Okay. And get started. $22. Is that what I used? I think so. Blue underline. Okay, another column. Should be calling it a row, not a column. Another row. Then 2, 2. And add an image to this side. Platinum. Oh, I think I'm missing something. I'm not adding the main title to this. Okay. I'll reduce the size and then write that. Make that 24. Make this smaller. 18. Yep. Okay. This is the gold membership. 24. Okay. That's when it's confirmed. It's 24 and 18. And then more text on this side. $24 again, and then 18. and get started. Blue underline. Okay, publish. Let's check it out. It's neat. Well, I've added like more space at the top here and at the bottom as well. Let's add that. So just like we've been improvising, which content editor to the rescue. Section height is 300. I can reduce that. I didn't need to add any. I didn't really need to add anything here though. Let's try. Let me remove it and see if it stays. So publish and preview. Okay. Okay, so the rows actually add space for us. Okay, that's awesome. So let's change the height again to 100. Okay, and publish. Haha, thank you. Okay, so let's add that to the navigation as a last step. Membership site page. Membership. Okay. So homepage, the classes, the membership. Okay, so tomorrow we'll continue with the rest of the design. But does anybody have any questions before we all go? You can unmute yourself.
No questions for me.
Okay.
Or AM.
All right.
I feel like this should have been the first class of Experience Cloud. It's so
Seriously,
exciting.
I feel like calling people to come and see.
Okay, well done. This is so beautiful, honestly.
You.
Like I'm just smiling, and as you're scrolling down and up and down, I was just smiling like this is wow.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for your feedback. So tomorrow's class will be earlier, will be 2 hours earlier, and that's because your internship is starting tomorrow. So we'll be meeting at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
6 p.m. 80. Yes. Okay. All right. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Ogena. Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.